Hello. Hello. Hi everyone, it's June and I'm going to do my check-in now. I've also just realised you can see my giant pile of laundry in this video. I am mostly doing my actual day-to-day work at the moment, which is private, it involves other people, so I don't do that much in the way of filming. But you know, there is other stuff going on and I wanted to catch you all up about it. So the key thing with this month is to get through the month because it's busy. Hello?
Excuse me, I'm going to go on my lunch break. Do you want a chicken bake?
Oh yes please. So my housemate was outside my door. I do want less goals than I had in May because, as some of you may have seen, I got seriously burnt out from that. But something I would quite like to do is finish this sketchbook. There's only a few spreads left in it. In fact, I'm going to count them. There's basically 3 spreads left in this sketchbook, so I feel like I can do it. But if I don't, that's fine. But that's like a little mini goal for me. I have a commission I need to do, and it's actually really great to have some commissioned artwork. And today I need to post something that was bought from my shop, which is always a delight. It's always happy to know that my art is going somewhere. And then mainly do photo editing because that's a key part of my job. To keep you up to date with what I have been doing, my job. So I've been doing a lot of traveling, seeing a lot of people, which has been great. The weekend just gone, I did live role playing alongside my job. I had to leave halfway through, which is fine. I had a fantastic time and I'm actually hoping to do a little bit of drawing based off it, just as something for me because I am still quite tired today, and whilst I do need to do things like send off that package, I kind of want to have a day of just getting back into drawing before I get to work on my commission. So I'm going to do a little sketchbook page about some of the events that happened. One of my friends does little doodles about stuff. No, I shouldn't say little doodles, little sketches, little pieces of art based on some of her stuff at the weekend, and it's always so delightful. I'm always like, why can't I do that? And I'm like, you can do that, just do it. Oh, something else I need to do is finish my falling water spread, which I started in my previous video, but I just got so burnt out that I didn't finish it. But I would like to get that up sooner rather than later. I've got like 2 to 3 illustrations to do on the sketchbook spread, but I can do that amongst other things. Otherwise, it's just enjoy June. You know, it's a nice month. Summer is here. The longest night is here. No, longest day is here. Wrong one. Yeah, just enjoy myself and take you along for that. I just weirdly don't know what that's going to look like yet, because I don't really have a plan apart from do work and get through the month. So this video is going to be a mystery to me. And here are the sketches I did based off the live role-playing game. It was really nice to remember little bits and pieces and little in-jokes from the game and little moments I shared with people throughout the weekend. And this is me doing the first image from the commission, which was the main one the person who commissioned me wanted, which is an image of a bell tent in a garden with some milk bottles tied to trees and the bell tent with red string with bells on them, because there is a milk thief in the village and they must be caught. It was super gratifying to work on a piece like this for a book a parent was creating for their kid, as the parent themselves said that they really loved my style and they really wanted something like this for their book and like that kind of dreamy style that I do. And yeah, it's just always really fulfilling when someone understands the style you work with and just gets it and kind of lets you have free rein on what you want to do, really. And it was really validating after a month where I was really questioning my style and whether I could really do art, and just being paid to create art and create art that I enjoy doing was just everything I needed. This was just so good. And then it was back to my regular work, which involved more travelling and getting to see friends, which was always wonderful, and having some wine that I actually liked, which is so rare. But the key thing was for me was, alongside doing my work, doing my art, was to enjoy summer and actually get outside and have some fun with it. After visiting some friends, I got like this sudden urge to look at some travelling art books and like picture myself going on adventures across Europe or America with a sketchbook. And it was the longest day of the year, so I spent most of my time sitting outside, reading, eating, and we had some friends come over because it was the longest day, and just had a really nice evening of it.
Grab sticks.
A dangerous place to leave them.
Yeah.
We had some excellent food, and we had a visit from our neighbour's cat, who was particularly interested in some of the meatier aspects of what we were eating. And our friends made their own cider, which they brought over, and was very delicious. As you can see, I really liked it. I was trying to get a shot of the sketch I'd been doing whilst waiting for people, but my housemate was telling a particularly funny story, so I thought I'd leave the audio in.
I mean, they were also the ones that realised that our little wedding favours at our wedding was soap and decided to eat them anyway.
So yeah, good laughs, good food, and I was drinking hot chocolate at this point and just having a fantastic time and just enjoying the company we had. And the sketches I was doing were people I'd seen on train station, because they are my favourite subjects to paint. And here we are at the Dragon Boat Racing Festival in Leeds, which was a really fun day out. We'd gone with my friend Robin, who is also an illustrator, and we just had like loads of fun just watching something we didn't understand with loads of people who actually really didn't know what they were doing in terms of Dragon Boat Racing, which just made it all the more fun. The boat race was being done by local businesses in the area, which is why it was of varying talents, but it just kind of made it all the more fun. I decided I wanted a live sketch there because it was just such a good and fun and colourful day. I decided to show off my outfit because I squeezed myself into those shorts and there was no way I was letting how good I looked be overlooked by anyone. There was a lot of fun, people just not taking it too seriously, which we enjoyed sketching. This dog was called Pig, and I loved Pig so much. There was also a team who were in rainbow squid hats, there they are, and the other team against these people had Morph Suit Man, who is this amazing drummer in a morph suit, and he was my favourite of the whole day, along with the squids. We could see the weather was starting to turn a little bit at this point, but we wanted to stick around to the last race because we'd kind of become a bit invested by this point, even though the top three were not Rainbow Squid Hat people and Morph Suit Man. God bless you, Morph Suit Man. But it was still really impressive to see them properly go for it. Like, let them go. Go, guys. You know what you're doing. Then it actually started to rain and we were like, right, we're off. And we went to a bar and I had a cocktail and it was really tasty and I drew it so I wouldn't drink it really quickly because that is a big problem for me. But yeah, all in all, top tier day with some hilarious sketches from it. And here I am just chilling out, putting down some base colours on a big personal piece of mine. You may have heard me earlier when I was talking about my Empire sketchbook page, like really repeating the word little, and it's because at the same time I was also conceptualising and sketching out this giant piece with a lot going on, so it was very nice to do something Empire related, which was much more chilled. But yeah, I loved working on this, I love working on big pieces, and it was an absolute delight to do. So this was me working further on the commission I mentioned earlier. You might have remembered there was a milk thief in the story. Well, it was Mr. Badger and he was creating an ice cream store. And I just had this idea for Mr. Badger's ice cream store. So I spoke to the person who commissioned me and I was like, look, I've got this idea, will you let me run with it? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And I had so much fun creating this piece, and I used like a limited palette for it just to use some very kind of like candy sweet colours. And just had so much fun, and I'm so glad the person who commissioned me just let me run with my really silly idea. And here are all the images together. It was a really positive end to the month. And here is one of my favourite dogs ever, Diesel. He is great, even though he ate my shoe last month. Hello everyone, it is July and we're still here, which means I've decided to make this month's vlog a June and July vlog because not enough happened in June. Like, I've looked at the footage, I'm gone, it's fine, it's cute, but more could happen here. So July is going to look a little bit different to June because basically I have more time. I've just realised I'm not wearing my glasses. There you are. So yeah, I have a lot less general work on, which means I've got more time to actually do art. So to take a quick look back at June, I am like really pleased with that month, even though I actually didn't achieve the two things I said to do, which was to finish this one spread in my sketchbook and to actually finish my sketchbook. And you know what, that's fine, because I was doing commission work, I was doing my regular work, and also I was working on personal pieces that just weren't in my sketchbook, and that's fine. I'm actually, despite June being really busy, the kind of work I was doing and how rewarding it was just so different and so needed. So July, similar goals. Would like to finish my sketchbook, mainly so I could start my new one. I'm really excited to start my new one. I mentioned in the June segment about a falling water spread. For those of you who might not know what that means, I went on holiday to somewhere called Falling Water. It was this cute little cabin with a waterfall running by it. It is a video on my YouTube. I said at the end of that video I would do a draw with me style sketchbook spread that I would film and put on YouTube. However, I've been looking at the footage from that and I actually just don't like how it's been filmed. There's a lot of mistakes I've made in it. I don't like it. I'm not going to do it. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I'm going to finish the spread because I have like one painting left to do for it. And in terms of my sketchbook, I have one spread and then one back page to do, and then that is finished. And then I start my new sketchbook. I may actually start my new sketchbook slightly ahead of time because I've booked myself a little getaway, much like Falling Water. I am going to a place called Otter Island, which I'm not gonna lie, the image that conjures up sounds amazing. It's not quite otters everywhere, but it is a yurt with like a little boat shed underneath it, and it'll just be a lovely little quiet getaway for me for a few days that I am absolutely going to film, and I'm going to paint, and I'm going to have a fantastic time, and I'm really excited for that. I'll also be visiting my parents just beforehand because it's actually like 20 minutes from my parents' place, which I didn't realise when I booked it. When I told my mum about it, she was like, "Oh, so you're expecting a lift?" And I was like, oh no, I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting, like, I partially picked it because you can get there by bus. That is the June roundup and kind of July expectations, which is there really are none for July. There's no commissioned artwork to work on yet. There's nothing with a strict deadline. There is my regular work, which I still have to work on, a lot of photo editing, which I enjoy doing, and I find I can start my day with that. And if it's like a day where I don't feel like drawing but still needs to be a work day, I can do photo editing. So it will be doing personal stuff, it will be doing stuff from my holiday, finishing off my sketchbook, and I have like a couple of big pieces of artwork that I'm doing at the moment. Like I'm probably working on A3 and I haven't done that in ages, and that is very exciting and a little intimidating. I love it. It's a very detailed piece, a lot of concepts behind it, a lot of little nuggets of information, which is stuff I really love doing and I just haven't done in ages. And yeah, that is my July, and I'm feeling upbeat. Let's see what July has in store for us. So, new month and new sketchbook. My old sketchbook is still in works, but I wanted to start this one so it was ready for my holiday. And I decided to just throw down some paint and do some figures over it. I'd actually done that earlier in a sketchbook and I'd really liked the results. So we're just like, I'm gonna do this colour palette and I'm going to sketch my friends doing some bouldering because that's some very quick gesture sketches I need to do. And it's going to be good fun and a very interesting way to start the sketchbook. It was a really nice day and it was hanging out with friends and watching them do some really awesome things whilst they were bouldering, like what you're about to see now. Like, look at that, that's awesome. And like I say, they were moving very quickly, like I couldn't just tell them to hold it. So I was just getting these really quick sketches of what their bodies were doing whilst they were climbing, and it was a really, really fun challenge. You know, as someone who likes to do big pieces and gets very down on themselves sometimes, it is quite good to do work that I cannot be precious about because I've got to get it down quickly, and the art reflects that. And here I'm getting ready for my escape to the country holiday and tying my laces very badly. Look, I'm left-handed and I was a late learner, okay? And I spilled my Starbucks. It was the most embarrassing moment of my life. Almost didn't go, but then my mum picked me up from the station because she is lovely and drove me to where I was going, which was this cabin by a lake, and it was so gorgeous, so pretty. I thought I'd give you a few shots that won't be in my main video for it, like being greeted by these absolutely lovely dogs on the site. And I'm also putting in some outtakes which don't quite fit the vibe of the video, but yeah, that will be in the info card and in the description if you want to check it out. But yeah, there's some hilarious behind the scenes, including when I am panning to get this shot, more or less, and I realise that my filming equipment is in the background. So yeah, enjoy my hilarious outtakes. Oh. Fly on me. Hello, she's. I'm cool. You're balancing a pair of binoculars and some citrella. The perils of filmmaking. Are you screaming? screaming. You're screaming! Okay, time to go. Wee. Anyway, how are y'all? And after that, I thought I'd share some of the summery vibes from the month with you, some of the flowers in our garden, and my local park has this really lovely rose garden that I thought you might like to see. I really love just filming these, and one day I should paint them because they are so gorgeous. My housemates went on holiday and bought me some cookies in the shape of sheep, and that is surprisingly hard to say. And here I am painting a art trade for a friend of mine. I mentioned my friend Katie, who did the Empire sketches based on their events. Well, we ended up doing an art trade, and she drew my character and I drew hers, and we wanted to do very environmental stuff and kind of push ourselves with our illustration, and I really loved working on this, and Katie is such a delight to draw with, and I am so happy with my illustration, and she seemed very happy with hers, so I am absolutely delighted with that. And I went out to a friend to play board games, and my favourite game was Canvas, which I came dead last in, but really enjoyed creating images with the pieces provided, and I thought I'd leave you with my results. Hello, it feels very disingenuous for me as a British YouTuber to not mention the heatwave we just had, because, hoo boy, that was a whole thing. But during that time, I managed to finish my Otter Island sketchbook stuff, which will be on YouTube by now. I will leave a link in the info card, whichever way that will be. So just so people are aware, I have now finished the sketchbook. Yay! I will be filming a tour. I'm going to do it for the start of August rather than trying to fit in another video in July, because otherwise I'm just going to be choking my YouTube full of videos. So this is obviously my sketchbook now, but I'm not entirely sure how much I like it. And this is not a fault on the company. This is actually my own fault. I ordered the wrong sketchbook. I ordered the much thinner pages, which means they are a lot more crinkly than I'm used to. And actually photographing my art is a lot harder. There's no right or wrong way to use a sketchbook. It's what you get out of it. And what I get out of it is not feeling limited by what I can put in the sketchbook. So in this sketchbook, I do actually have full art pieces in there alongside idea exploration and little sketches and stuff. Whilst this is smaller, I want this to be very much the same, but I do use quite a lot of watercolour and like water-based mediums sometimes. It's quite clear the paper just cannot quite cope with it like my other sketchbooks can. I'm at a loss of what to do. I want to support the company because they are local, but this wasn't exactly cheap, and I don't actually get on well with having two sketchbooks on the trot. I find I'm better focusing on one, but what I have thought is this one may be actually quite nice for taking out and about with me, because I do like to take my sketchbook out because it is a very good size. It's partially why I got it. I do like what I'm able to get from it in that regard. At the same time, I like not feeling limited with my sketchbooks. I could as well consider just working on one side. Like, you can already see like a massive difference. I mean, that is how every sketchbook works, but even my other sketchbooks, the difference wasn't that noticeable. So I'll see how I feel, and you'll see at some point because I'll be working in the sketchbooks. To give you an idea on what I've been up to, so last weekend was quite busy. I went to London. I went to one of the proms, which was really good. It was like the proms for like royal music, and I really enjoyed it. I then did some work on the Saturday, and then Sunday I went to Hyper Japan. I didn't film too much there because, for one thing, it was really warm, and everyone, including me, was melting, and like no one looked their best that day. But also I did the sake experience where there were 9 stands and 3 kind of taster sakes to try at each stand. So math it up, I drank quite a lot. I was a little bit sloshed. I have never drunk that much so quickly. And I don't have the best constitution anyway. Drink responsibly, kids. So for the rest of the month, I still have like my regular work to finish, but I'm quite keen on doing some more big paintings. So you'll see me working on this a little bit earlier in the video, but a couple of weeks ago, I finished this big painting, and I love doing big paintings. I love working on big concepts and stuff and getting right in with the details. And it's for like a series of images, and I've already done a very basic sketch for another one I want to do, so I would quite like to do that. But mostly actually take it easy. It has actually been a quite busy month, even though it doesn't feel like I've done a lot, but I have to remember the weather's been a bit higgledy-piggledy. I feel like July's just flown by, but it's been really good. So yeah, I don't quite know what the rest of this video is going to look like, but hopefully there'll be something to appease you. Enjoy yourselves. And this is where I leave you for this 2-month vlog. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and if you have something to say about it, leave a comment. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you would like to see more, then subscribe. It really does help me out. And I will hopefully see you all soon. Take care.